Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Today is Tuesday, April 12th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket.com. Progressive movement leader Thanathorn Ruangruangkit was indicted by public prosecutors on the Lese majeste charge and for violations of the Computer Crime Act on Monday for his live stream talk on the subject of the AstraZeneca vaccine, allegedly implicating the monarchy. During the talk in January last year, the former leader of the now defunct Future Forward Party was accused by the police of criticizing the government for the delay in the procurement of COVID-19 vaccines and for relying too much on the AstraZeneca vaccine, which was supplied by Siam Bioscience Company owned by the Crown Property Bureau. The indictment says Thanathorn's remarks were intended to make the public look upon the king with suspicion and was against the law. For more, visit the link in the description. The Songkran holidays officially kicked off at the Chartered Bank intersection in the Phuket Old Town area on Monday. The whole thing was officiated by Phuket Vice Governor Pichit Panapong, with special guest Miss Thailand 2022, Manita Duangkam Farmer. She's a Phuket native, and she's back to lead Phuket Songkran Kickoff 2022 with a street market, light art installation, art displays, and contests by and for local students, and more. This year's Thai New Year Festival will be the third in a row that water splashing has been banned. But there are still high hopes that the holidays could bring an influx of domestic tourism, from the tourists to the revenue generated, especially with a government subsidy of up to 40% off on hotel stays for Thai nationals who travel. Tanusak Pundit, the Phuket Chamber of Commerce president, he confirmed that passengers going through the Phuket airport have peaked at just over 23,000 per day in the lead up to Songkran 2022. The island is also a famous jumping off point to other tourist destinations nearby, including Koh Phi Phi, Koh Yao Yai, Koh Yao Noi, all of Phang Na, the Ratchaprapa Dam, and the Krabi Coast, just to name a few. Have a happy and safe Songkran from the Phuket News. Sawadee Krap. There's a lot of confidence by security authorities in Thailand in the Deep South that they could finally hammer out a peace deal for the violence-stricken border region near Malaysia, with talks that the latest round of negotiations may have reached a crucial turning point. With the help of facilitators in Malaysia, peace talks between the Thai government and major insurgent group, the Barisan Revolusi Nasional Melayu Patani, or simply the BRN, they've been taking place across 4 major rounds of talks so far since March of 2020. At the moment, there's a ceasefire for the Muslim holy period of Ramadan in the Deep South until May 14th, with the two sides set to meet just some time after. Thai authorities said they would ensure the BRN members who fled the far south to escape legal action could make a safe return home to take part in the Ramadan activities here in Thailand. However, concerns have mounted about a third hand or rebel elements resisting the peace negotiations, possibly continuing to stage attacks in the Deep South. Leading the Thailand contingent through the peace talks is former National Security Council Secretary General Walop Raksano. And while the BRN is taking part in these talks, Thai authorities have noticed that a key member of the insurgent group's fighting wing, a man named Deng Aweji, is also involved, which they say is a massive sign that both sides can't come to a meaningful deal. For years, Thai authorities have tried in vain to invite a member of the unit to join the talks. Since the insurgency reignited in 2004, more than 7,000 people have been killed and 13,500 others injured in violence across the Deep South, including Narathiwat, Patani, and Yala provinces, according to Deep South Watch, a local think tank. For more, visit thephuket.com. Quality guaranteed since 2012. Call M Painting today. After the political death sentence handed to former Palang Pracharat MP Parina Kraikup over her poultry farm in Ratchaburi province, the National Anti-Corruption Commission is now investigating land holdings of about 60 MPs on a case-by-case basis. The announcement was made by the NACC Secretary General in response to calls for them to speed up its probes against MPs in cases which could be similar to that of Parina, who was banned on April 7th by the Supreme Court for serious violation of political ethics as an MP for wrongly possessing state land. What's interesting about Parina's case is that the Supreme Court made the ruling before the criminal court could make a ruling on her land encroachment case. Parina was the first politician to be punished for wrongdoing over forest encroachment by the Supreme Court, and certainly the first to be punished without having been found guilty by a criminal court. Now, the NACC is investigating land ownership in the Declaration of Assets and Liabilities submitted by some 50 to 60 MPs. However, this does mean that all of these cases will be the same as that of Ms. Parina, and they must be considered on a case-by-case basis, according to officials. For more, visit the link in the description. Police arrested over 120,000 drug suspects nationwide over the past 6 months, seized 260 million speed pills along with other drugs, and nearly 2.4 billion baht worth of confiscated assets. The Deputy National Police Chief gave the figures at a briefing on Saturday, following a review of drug suppression activities for the first 6 months of the 2021-2022 fiscal year to March 31st. The country's prison population, including pre-trial detainees and those on remand, as of November of last year, was 285,572. According to a report by the Thai Institute for Justice, about 80% of the people in Thailand's prisons are there for drug offenses. It said 78% of drug-related offenses involved methamphetamine tablets, and 76% were for possession with intent to sell, mostly small amounts. The figure for Thailand is the highest in Southeast Asia, even though the Philippines and Indonesia have much higher civilian populations. The reported figure for 2021 was down sharply from 358,000 just a year earlier, as authorities sought ways to ease overcrowding in jails where thousands of prisoners contracted COVID-19. Justice Minister Somsak Tepsutin announced plans to amend drug laws to shorten prison sentences in Thailand for minor offenses and to shift toward rehabilitation programs in order to reduce costs and overcrowding. For more, visit the link in the description. Thank you so much for joining us here on this April 12th edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. We'll be off over this entire week for the Songkran holiday, but we'll see you back on Monday where we catch you up with all the news you missed over this entire week. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.